This episode on Beyond Defeat, we're having our first run in the Saucony Hurricane 22. Nice easy recovery run in the Hurricane 22, nothing too fast, just ticking over the legs since they are still a bit fatigued from the weekend. Felt great underneath the foot, nice fit over the top as well, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of weight underneath that foot, which I thought there might be. The power runs, you sink into it nicely. Haven't done a whole lot of faster pace in this yet. I'll definitely build up into that. We'll have a 100k post review after I've ran in the shoe a bit. It does have a slight bit of stability in it using that thermoplastic, similar to the guide, so they're just introducing that into their runs. The Power Run Plus feels great underneath the foot. If you're looking for that soft but still stable shoe, your Hurricane 22 definitely fits that mark. I think I'll definitely use this in the longer runs, the recovery runs, and just when the body's feeling a bit tired the next coming months when I start ramping up my training. Overall, it's very plush, especially around the top of your foot and the heel. Feels very good on the foot, and underneath you don't feel the ground at all. The joints definitely get a bit of forgiveness from that power run running underneath the whole foot. Slight bit of stability. If you are experiencing those shin splints on your medial side, this will just help with that. Slight bit more guidance. It's not a severely stable shoe, more so guide if you do pronate or mildly pronate. If you have been enjoying the new Triumph 17 and just want that slight bit more support but still have that nice Power Run Plus cushioning underneath, the Hurricane 22 definitely fits that mark. So who's a Hurricane 22 for? See, if you do want that slightly bit more stable shoe, do have a bit more of a flexible foot and just wanting that bit more support in the shoe, but still a stability shoe that is soft and cushioned, this hits all those marks. So if you are coming from Asics, Kayano, and want something that actually feels like a running shoe and's got a bit of cushioning underneath your foot, try the Hurricane 22 on. You won't wear Asics again. Goes up quite well against your Adrenaline 20. This does have a slightly lower pitch, so you are running with that 8mm drop. A bit more of a bevel, but it's not a rocker. Takes a bit of that heel striking out of it, still coupled with that carbon rubber, so it's going to be durable if you are predominantly a heel striker. So you're coming in that $250 price point, pretty sure it's $150 in the States, so it is up there, but you're definitely going to get a life out of the shoe. If you're wanting that shoe that you just kind of do most of your runs in, you could easily do a marathon or a half marathon in this. If you are wanting a slight bit more of a stable race day shoe, you could easily look at the Fast Twitch by Saucony, but it definitely won't be as stable as this or as cushioned, so you can easily do that half or full marathon in these. Not that heavy, it's more so a muscle shoe. There's not a whole lot of fat around the shoe at all. Slightly bit more on that heel, but it just gives you a nice overall cushioned fit. Just breaking down the shoe, what they've updated, what they've kind of kept. The outsole they have updated, your XT900 carbon rubbers, just in the slightly bit more wear spots. A bit more on that medial side on that forefoot, so if you do experience yourself being that forefoot pronator and you do wear out your shoes quite heavily on that medial side, they just have strategically placed that carbon rubber there, so you just get a lot longer life out of the shoe. When it comes to the crystallized rubber, this is a very durable shoe, so with that Power Run Plus not breaking down over the life of the shoe, plus coupled with that crystallized rubber, this is going to be a very durable daily trainer. So what Saucony have done different this iteration compared to the last, so they've taken out the dual density and have added that thermoplastic medial support. So what that doesn't dig in as much as that dual density did. The ISO 5 didn't really feel that stable shoe since the upper was a bit wrong, but this is that slightly bit more of a light stable shoe, so good heel counter. The thermoplastic is a bit more extended in this compared to the guide, so if you do want that slight bit more stability and a bit more of a plusher shoe compared to your guide, your Hurricane 22 definitely ticks that box. But yeah, Power Run Plus, super soft underneath the foot, great energy return, especially when you're doing those longer runs, recovery runs, and want something that fits like a glove and just heaps of cushioning and still being that bit stable. The Hurricane 22 is great for that. With your Power Run Plus as well, it doesn't get affected by temperature. With your generic EVAs, they do get sloppy in the hot weather, so they do get a bit squishy, and they do firmen in the cold weather. With your Power Run Plus, since they are using that thermoplastic for the midsole, that doesn't get affected over the life of the shoe. If you do experience those hotter runs in colder climates, this shoe will definitely last a bit longer and you get that consistent durability out of the cushioning. With durability, you're probably looking at about 1,000 Ks out of this. Be going pretty well to push anything more than that. It will definitely hold up for that amount of Ks you put into it, and you're just going to get that consistent cushioning over the life of the shoe. Moving on to the upper now, so this is probably the biggest change compared to the last iteration. This fits how a shoe should fit. So slightly shallower in that toe box area compared to the last version. Very similar fit to to a Triumph. They have gone with a gusseted tongue, so it is an attached tongue, unlike the Guide 13. Nice heel counter, very plush around that heel counter, but it still does hold the foot nicely. And these do fit true to size. I did take an 11.5 in the ISO 5. These I have gone with that 12. Have a slightly bit more tapered toe box compared to the ISO 5 and a bit shallower of a fit. Very plush tongue as well. Doesn't have that lace loop on the tongue, but with that gusseted attached tongue, it shouldn't slip either way. So with the midfoot of the upper, they have engineered it so it is a bit more of a stable upper as well. So it does look like they've still kind of got the ISO fingers there, but they just are all attached. The upper is supportive as well as the midsole, so they just go hand in hand, keeping that foot from pronating and just getting tight over the longer runs. This will just couple quite handy with that midsole, give you that guidance the whole way through your gait cycle. Personally, I loved running this first time, fit my foot like a glove, just a nice runner's fit. We'll definitely have a 100k review, if not 150k review, just to see how this is wearing. I doubt it'll look much different than what it is, just with how the shoe is built. But if you want to know anything more, just ask a question down in the comments. Myself or Josh will easily answer that for you. If you want that bit more of a stable shoe that's still cushioned, get yourself a pair of Hurricane 22s. If you want to keep updated with what we're doing at Beyond Defeat, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, all that stock standard YouTube stuff, and we'll see you in another video.